Hey my fellow captains, welcome back. Rescues Gaming of another video, and this time, let's see if I can raise my volume a little bit so you guys can talk a little louder to me. But hey, you got to zero his name and all the things. Yes. So grab my microphone here, move it a little bit for you guys. So rank battles is coming back once again, and right here, as we were told, it's rank 8, rank 10, and rank 5. If you get to rank 1, you get to get a lot more credits, earn stuff like that, yada yada yada. So I thought, let's sit down, let's talk about it. What do you guys think? You know, which ones are really good, you know, as a winner, and what other ones is just not going to be a good point for you. So we'll get through that real quick, and we'll talk about prevalent ones. Now, bear with it, I do not own every single tier 8. I don't ever own every single tier 10. So I cannot give you guys a complete personal experience on every single ship. But I can give you guys a rough representation of what I feel is going to be a strong sense in my book. You can take with my say with a grain of salt. Very, very big, generous sense of salt. So if you guys don't like it, feel free to write your own criticism, but I'm trying to point you guys at possibly what do you think might be a better sense. So let's start with destroyers here, because that's actually going to be a pretty good linchpin here. Because the thing with this is, for destroyers, you're doing a lot of roles. You're scouting, you're taking out targets, you're trying to get the caps, you're trying to scout for the team, because you're such good concealment. If you really spot the ships, you're gonna be good. First off, right off the bat, the kid. I can't even comment about this thing. It's got one of the best concealments. It's a Fletcher destroyer with the 5 guns, and it's got torpedoes just in case, but you don't really use it much. Another good one, Lo Yang. Again, it's another good solid destroyer. Good torpedoes, hydroacoustic, really good solid ship. Tier 8 Henshin Yang, it's a hit and miss, because it's got the radar, which is good. It has the good guns, like other ships. It has deep water torpedoes. It can't hit destroyers. So in case it does get in hot water, it can't negate itself. Sashio, it's a meme ship. I wouldn't recommend it. Kagero. Absolutely. Decent torpedoes, fair guns, good range, decent damage. Not the best, detectability at 1.7, but it can do the task that's needed. So, you know, whatever your preference is. On top of that, I did not say, and I should say it because it is relevant to the game, I do not own Z23. I've heard from people that Z23 was pretty good, especially with 150mm guns. It's kind of a challenge in certain aspects, but it has pretty solid all-over ship. I'm personally not going to get it yet until I grind through the Merc Moss, and then we can figure out how it's just going to roll. But until then, I cannot comment on that ship. So I think that's pretty much it. I think if you guys know what destroyer you're good at, if you're a destroyer player, you know its detectability of the ships, you know the range of the guns and everything else, you're probably going to know what you're probably going to be best at suiting for your team. Just remember, your goal is, and I'm going to comment this multiple times because I've seen this a couple times like complete idiots, you are to scout for us. If you feel like you're in too much hot water, tell us. We'll pull back. We'll come in and try to help you, unless the team's a complete bunch of idiots and they're trying not to help you at all, and they're all going every man for himself. Which I'll go, you're an idiot. You're supposed to help the team. Step back like an idiot. You know, just let me punch you right there. Help the team. You're supposed to get these rank points up. If you lose, you're all gonna lose. Work together. We can do this together as a team. You have to take your strengths, take your weaknesses, and help each other out. No matter if you're weak at something, somebody else can probably counteract that and double that. Unless you all suck. I can't comment if you hold. It's just terrible. At least give it your best shot. Please. That's all I ask. Don't be afraid. Admit if you can't do it. So let's go back to cruisers here. Again, Mugami. I love Mugami. I've been playing it off and on, and I'm still getting there to get past, and then eventually have to do the tier 9. Please, God, help me if I get to that ship. I'm going to hate myself and just hate myself. Let's see here. Now we have 2 new ships for tier 8 that we have to comment now on. We have now Baltimore now is at tier 8. With its heavy 203s. It has the radar and hydroacoustic. And then we have the Cleveland with radar, hydroacoustic, and defensive AA. And it's more of a spam gun but light armored cruiser. So that could be a good aspect in certain situations, but I will say it might not be the key target for land battles. I think the stronger suits are going to be for you guys. Kutuzov. Got the smokes. Got the let me switch this real quick. That should be hydroacoustic. Hydroacoustic. Smoke. Really good guns. You can put inertia fuse, high explosive, get higher damage, and still get a good chance of fire. Really good damage guns. You got Hipper with a really solid armor, really good range, pretty fast speed. These 203s can pack a serious punch. Decent anti-air, actually, not bad. And torpedoes. Right there. And there. So she can actually do pretty good of a ship Admiral Hipper. So I would actually recommend that too. Chapayev is going to be a tough call because she does have the longer range radar, and I've seen people do really good in this thing. But if you really are going to be doing some serious damage, you got to know what you're going to be doing. Because if you mess up, Chapayev doesn't have much armor. She only has that Citadel, the 100mm. And if you show any skin, we're going to pen that in a heartbeat. Bear with it's going to be a little bit of a heavy angle like that, but if you show the skyscraper, we're going to pin the hell out of you. So be careful if you do pick this ship. But pretty good ship in certain aspects. Prince, I mean the Edinburgh, that's going to be an interesting ship too. She's got the spam firing 152s, so they're not as big as Cleveland's, which are, you know, the 150. Again, they're the same 152s, but she has the high explosive wells with it as the armor piercing, compared to the semi high explosive armor piercing type shell that they have. Not to mention she has single fire torpedoes, pretty decent AA, smoke, hydroacoustic, and a heal, and it's a good heal. It's a pretty decent heal. So she can kick longer into fights as long as she doesn't take a hit. Because again, she only has, as I try to click it and it trolled me, she only has that 114 Citadel right there, right at that waterline. So she can get pinned pretty hard. She gets bumped into something that's not so friendly. So really just be careful if you use ship players. We can't talk about these yet because, well, we'll talk about these ships soon, folks, when it's time. I can't comment on them yet. The next thing we do need to talk about pointing out is, you did forget to mention, on the cruiser side, if I could find the dang thing, I do apologize. It's taking me a little while to find the darn thing because I am recording this pretty late at night and I do need to get this done for you folks. You guys are going to have to get ready. I have to get ready. Fair enough, right? Oh, yes, now I remember. Prince Eugen. She's another ship in this game. And she is a little different than the other ships. She is a hipper, but she has a different gun reload than Prince Eugen. So then Admiral Hipper. So if you guys want Prince Eugen or Hipper, one of the two, same thing, pretty much. Just difference in the reload. I just wanted to point that out real quick. If you guys have it. If you guys didn't know about that spec. If you did, I do apologize if I'm redundant, but I do need to point that out. Now for ships that I'm actually a little more comfortable in talking about. Battleships. Everybody in my stream knows that I've played battleships from the beginning. Loved them, loved their history, loved the big shells, the massive damage, the fun times of actually just firing this and just deleting ships just from stupidity. Blah. So we have Amagi, Kidd, Key, North Carolina, Alabama, Massachusetts, Tirpitz, Bismarck, Monarch, Richelieu, Roma. Soon Jean Bart, but I don't think Jean Bart will be available after ranked. I don't think so. It's possible. I wouldn't recommend it again. I don't think Jean Bart is going to be good. Actually, no, sorry, she's tier 9. Oh, asshole. My apologies. Gascon is also in this. Another ship that I wouldn't recommend. I'll explain about that later if you guys are interested. So right off the bat, Monarch, no. It's squishy. It takes damage very hard. It only has the high explosive for a meme. So it's really not worth your 10 minutes of your life. Really, it isn't. So you guys are down to these ships right here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys here. Here's your problems. One, you could possibly get into a carrier match and have to deal with armor-piercing bombs. I don't think you guys are going to like that. So, that might be an issue, so you would say, okay, I can throw Key that's got some insane AA, and that's going to meme. Its dispersion is a little annoying, it's got a roll that's kind of bad, its torpedoes are hit and miss, and its armor is kind of squishy. It's like a nerfed Amagi. Okay, Raz. Then what about like just the original Amagi? Yeah, it's fine. Amagi original is not that bad. Before anybody goes and insults me and says, like a couple people on my streams or my Discord who actually hangs with me, I wouldn't say that Amagi's bad. She has pretty good dispersion. She has pretty good guns. Her speed's pretty dang fast if she needs to get to a different position very quickly and get out of the way. Her maneuverability is pretty good. Her ATR is a little lackluster, but it can defend itself in case and kill 1 or 2 planes. That's 1-2 less by that carrier, at least. Overall, if a couple squadrons come at you, and let's say you get hit just a little bit, you might have killed 6 planes. Let's say 8 if you're good. I think that works for me. North Carolina, absolutely. Really broken anti-air, good speed, good maneuverability, 16-inch guns, 2 in the front, has that nice pointed 32mm bow in the front. So as long as you're facing forward, a lot of ships can't penetrate through that into this 282mm Citadel. So you really have a lot of armor that these guys have to bounce off of to penetrate that Citadel, which the Citadel, there's a sweet spot right there. That's 305. So they have to penetrate right at that plate right there, or right under the water at 165. So it's really, really tough for people to penetrate that Citadel unless you're literally broadside. And then we go, you're an idiot. Alabama, I have a 19-pointer with her. I like it. It's got really good maneuverability, pretty decent secondaries, pretty good concealment. I like it. I think it's gonna be good. Massachusetts, it's a sister ship, but I'll say this: no bueno. Your goal is your main guns. as a battleship. Do massive damage. If you are basically a Bismarck and an American ship, not worth your time. You don't want secondary memes, you go play a Bismarck or a Tirpitz. Not doing this. Don't do that. Don't pick it, because its main battery guns, because of its decreased Sigma, not worth your time. You should be picking up a ship that has the gun abilities and maybe some extra bonuses along the way. It's not worth your time. Don't pick it. So if you really wanted the secondary meme, you go for Tirpitz, which has really good secondaries. Terrible anti-air, I will say that. Terrible. You might get 1 or 2 planes again. But it has the torpedoes. It has fairly good 15-inch guns. Very good armor. Because again, German. So, overall, okay. It's not bad, but you have to be careful what you're doing. And finally, the last two, Richelieu and Roma. Richelieu, I did not like this ship. However, people have done pretty good jobs in this match, in this ship. But for ranked battles, I think it's completely out of the question, not worth it. You have to be a ship that has very good accuracy. Richelieu doesn't have that. Has an ability to move quickly between positions. It does have it. Has competent anti-air. If you buff it, yes. It has the ability to deal damage both far and close. Counts in the situation. Yeah. There's too many maybes there. You have to be consistent every single time. No. Not worth your time. Don't pick it. Roma. This one is a tough call. See, I love Roma because she has the best concealment and she has pretty good 15-inch guns. However, her Sigma is kind of terrible and you're rolling every single time with the coins. Her anti-air is lackluster as hell, and no matter if you buff it, it's still not going to help you. And on top of that, she doesn't have much to give or anything else. She doesn't have a way to support the team as much as the others. Her armor is again 32, but she doesn't have a lot of these insane perks as many other battleships over the time. And with the 15-inch guns here, they have such a roll of the dice, if they're going to be good, that it's questionable if you're actually going to be worth your time to use the ship. She will try to do her best, but that's not good enough for me. She has to be the best. She has to help. She has to be something to be competent in the team. And if she ain't gonna do that, then I can't actually ask her to do it. I gotta let her stay in dry dock. I don't want her out in the match. Finally, we have the carriers. Real quick for tier 8. Currently, I don't own any tier 8s. But for the tier 8s, you have Lexington. You have Chukaku. And you also have Enterprise. I'd say Americans all the way because the armor-piercing bombs and stuff like that. However, if you guys have pretty good in Japanese, you know what you're doing, again, I wouldn't deny you. So let's real quick go to wrap this up real fast on an Epo after tier 8 to tier 10s. This is the longer suit. Recommendations, real quick again. Midway and the carriers, you only got Midway and Crash Star and Haikairu. My apologies again. Victory sip, hold on. Shit. My apologies. Haikairu. Thank you. Then you got Yamato, Zhao, Shimakaze, and Harugumo possibly. Well, what's then the back burner might come out. If it is, it's gonna be stupid powerful. I would say anything in the Japanese line for tier 10 is not that bad. Yamato, super powerful. If you had the special module, you're broken. You beat the fucking game spectacularly. I've done testing in a thing. We've had somebody shoot a gun with the module, are 22 kilometers away, nuke a Hindenburg with one shot, one salvo, all 9 rounds hit, instant death. So yeah, that seems fair. So there's my point. Shima, better concealment than it was before. Torpedoes are really, really powerful. Just be careful. Zhao, really good fires. Pride of the Japanese for cruisers. Has torpedoes. Has pretty decent AA. Just a fireball Molotov cocktails. America, Worcester's the new one to the ranks. I absolutely think it's going to be good. Here's my reason why, real quick. Can span fire, can hold a position because of its radar, hydroacoustic, and a defensive AA. I think it has on top of that. Yeah, it does a defensive AA. It has a lot of tools and it's disposable. It's got dual purpose 152s. It has the ability to fire high explosive and armor piercing, so if it gets real close in situations. It doesn't have a lot of armor, but I think it could be compensated by the way it can just lob the shells, hold a position, keep defending at cap until the main fleet comes in. That is where I can see it do well. Des Moines. What does this say about Des Moines? It's super fun. It's super good. Anyway, Montana, great AA, mixture on the accuracy and the damage to the gun. So, hey, if you're really good at it, go for it. If you're really gonna feel like it's not gonna be comfortable to do massive damage, don't pick it. I wouldn't do it. For the Russians, Moskva, Hoberos, and Grozovoi. I think you guys are gonna see a lot of Grozovoi since it's buff. Gonna be prevalent in this game. Grozovoi has gotten a lot better concealment, better on the guns, better on the everything all over. They buffed it so well that basically now she's second at best to Hoberosk, the tier 10. And that destroyer, or cruiser we call it in my group, is still broken at this time. She could still do massive damage and still hold a position and annoy people. If she can keep holding the teams back and doing damage, that can work. I just wouldn't recommend it though 100% because she has to deal full damage. She can do like a mosquito amount of damage and just siphon the life out of the players in the long run. You sometimes need it instantly. And if she can't do that, don't do it. Moskva, it's a hit and miss. If you really guys know how to use Moskva, pick it up. But I can't say that she's going to be your hometown girl. Absolutely not. But if you know what you're doing and you think she's going to be your home winner, go for it. Now to the Germans. You got Hindi, Kurfürst, and Z52. Again, Z52. What else I have to tell you? It is good. Honestly, just winner right there. Hydroacoustic, really good guns, really fast speed, fast reloading torpedoes. If you have the special module, it's even more broken. Really good ship. So a lot of ships are just going to be sitting there going, bye, have a great time, and they're going to be dead in a heartbeat. So it's a really good ship, especially getting cap positions and just taking out ships. I wouldn't say she's full overpowered. If she bumps into a Grozovoi or a Kobrovsk, she's going to have a hard time on her hands. Especially with her smoke not as strong as the others. Hindenburg is another great ship. With the special module, she does have reduced concealment, but she has faster rudder shift, better reduction to flood and fire, and she has those guns of hers. You know, these guns on the Hindenburg, the 203s on this, are just nasty. It has really good fire chance, 15%, and it has an AP damage of 5,900. What else to say? Curvers, I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as you think, because Curvers, she basically is a land yacht out in the water. And if there's any chance of a carrier, she's going to get nuked. She has that trollback armor that's going to get her really hit really hard. She's get spotted a mile away, etc., etc. So, no. Now to the British. We won't talk about destroyers because that is not available, and we don't want to talk about them until I know it's truly happening. So, don't care about the Daring class. That's not gonna happen. Minotaur and Conqueror. Sign me up, Sonny. Just 2 dings right there. Those 2. They get them. They get the approval, man. They get the ding approval. Minotaur, spam fire, possibly radar if you want to be a Minotaur. Smoke if you want to use it in that way. Dual purpose on the 152s again. Really good AA. Very good penetration. A lot of torpedoes on both sides that are single fire that can do massive damage. Smoke can fire at least 6k volleys on top of decks of ships. And then you have Conqueror. It is a meme battleship with insane concealment, insane high explosive damage, insane AP damage. We've had a couple guys done AP only in it and have gotten Krakens in it, so. Is it fair? I guess so. So the French, Republic and Henri. That's a tough call for me. Republic is fast, so if it needs to get to a position with the cruisers or move away, she has that ability. Pretty good secondaries. On the guns. It's okay AA. So, it's a hit and miss. It's going to count on the situation and how good you are in a Republic. If you can do it, go for it. If you can't, don't do it. Now to Henri. She has pretty good guns. She doesn't have the meme anymore of the penetration with the Citadel and everything that she used to have before. She has torpedoes. She has one of the fastest speeds for any cruiser. So, I think she can do some damage. But in the long run, can she hold out in clan battles? I don't think so. I really don't. She's gonna have to compete with a lot of ships. She's gonna compete with Des Moines. She's gotta compete with Hindenburgs. She's gotta compete with a Zhao of all things. I don't think she's going to fight with a lot of the big brawlers out there. And a lot of their damage is going to pop them. And once one of the destroyers detects it, or one of the battleships or cruisers spots it with radar, everybody's gonna focus you and hit that Citadel again. Yes, you got thinner armor. Well, takes that lucky shot, you're screwed. So I can't call for it. I really can't. I'm sorry, guys. But if you guys think you can do really good in Henri, go for it. But you have to carry the team for cruisers. Because if you are the linchpin to die, and everybody else to carry your dead weight, it's all on you. You messed up. I can't help you on that. So last thing for last is the Pan-Asian line. The Yu Yang. A radar destroyer or smoke destroyer with really good AA, good guns, like a gearing, because it's kind of a gearing, but it's not. It's a different class. This was the predecessor before the gearing. She has deep water torpedoes. Oh, okay, I guess I can't hit any battleship, any destroyers. There's the issue. However, I would have said that if her guns were not as terrible. Yu Yang has pretty decent guns for reload, so if it has to fight a destroyer, it can handle it. But it will need backup if it's a Horos or Grozavoy. Unless they suck. So that would be it for the serious grind. So I would say anything in rank 1. Rank 1's tier 5. But I don't think we want to talk about tier 5 unless you guys are interested. So let me know down comments below if you guys are interested in talking about tier 5. This video is long enough talking about the tier 8 and tier 10. I didn't want to go any further than that because if I did, we would be talking for another, I don't know, another 5-10 minutes. And you guys already sit here long enough to watch this. I mean, you guys are sitting here just like, are we done yet? We need to get to the meat of the story. What we have to deal with. So really, I can't really 100% say what's going to be stronger this season. I played a little bit in the test server. What I did see is support ships are going to be needed, but you're going to need some heavy brawlers, and you're going to need to be the person who's going to be able to handle his own. If you can handle your own, but once in a while support other players if they're getting a little hot in the situation, like Hindenburg's a good choice, or a Des Moines if he really can punch on his own. You're going to need that. You're going to need to support each other. It's 7-on-7, so it's a lot smaller frame. And if you can't be the player who can help out your team, get ready for the pain of everybody else pinning you as the loser. Even I know this. If I make a mistake, they put it on me. Just like anybody else. So I know that when I had to pick up a ship for this season, I have to put myself in the right shoes, in the right position to help them out. So I think that's pretty much it for all I can pin out to you guys. I really didn't want to actually like steer you guys the wrong way. My point is, a lot of times, every time these ranked seasons come up, here's the tiers, here's the ships available, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, exploit the weaknesses. If you're the battleship, you know your weaknesses, or a cruiser or a destroyer. Focus on hiding the weakness, focus on pushing the strength. And do it with having the grace of working with the team in the hot situations, and focus on making it to the way you guys can work together to ensure you guys win and they are sitting crying in the corner and yelling at each other like a bunch of 6-year-olds and having the win of the time, and then complaining that he's the idiot, no you're the idiot, no you're the idiot. Not you. Not you. So thanks again, guys. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all on the high seas. Farewell.